Why the bat flies at night. A story from the Yoruba people of West Africa. Long ago, when the world was still young and the animals could speak, there lived a bat who was known for his cleverness. The bat was proud, perhaps too proud. He often boasted to the other animals about how smart he was, and no challenge seemed too great for him. He could fly higher than the birds and move more swiftly than the wind. In his arrogance, he believed that he was invincible. One day, as the bat flew high in the sky, he gazed upon the glowing sun, blazing brightly above all creation. With a smug grin, he said to himself, "I am so clever, I could even visit the sun's house and not be burned." The thought of proving this to the other animals filled him with excitement, for it would surely cement his reputation as the wisest and boldest creature of all. Determined to fulfill his boast, the bat flew down to the forest below, where he found an old tortoise sitting under a tree. The tortoise was known for his wisdom and patience, and the bat, eager to share his plan, told the tortoise of his intention to visit the sun. "You?" the tortoise said, raising an eyebrow. "You think you can survive in the sun's burning heat? That is a dangerous idea, my friend." The bat scoffed. "You underestimate me, old tortoise. I'm clever enough to handle the heat. Watch, and you will see." With that, the bat flapped his wings and flew straight toward the sun, calling out in his usual bold tone, "Sun! Great sun! I wish to visit your home and prove that I can withstand your mighty heat." The sun, amused by the bat's arrogance, responded with a booming voice, "Very well, little bat. Come into my home if you dare." The bat flew higher and higher until he reached the glowing entrance of the sun's home. As soon as he entered, he could feel the heat around him. The sun's house was made of fire, with walls of pure flame and a floor that blazed like molten gold. But the bat, too proud to admit any discomfort, forced a smile and pretended to be at ease. For a while, the bat sat with the sun, chatting and laughing, trying to act as though the heat wasn't bothering him. But as time passed, the scorching air began to take its toll. His wings grew hot, and his fur started to singe. Sweat poured from his body, and though he gritted his teeth to keep up appearances, he knew he couldn't bear it much longer. "How are you enjoying my home, bat?" the sun asked, his bright eyes watching closely. "I am fine," the bat replied, though his voice wavered. He was determined not to let the sun see his suffering, but inside, he was panicking. The heat was unbearable, and soon he would be reduced to ash. Unable to endure it any longer, the bat leaped up and fled, flying as fast as his smoldering wings could carry him. He soared out of the sun's house and into the sky, desperate to escape the searing heat. As he flew, the sky began to darken, and the coolness of the night descended. Exhausted and ashamed, the bat found refuge in the shadows of the trees. "I must hide," the bat whispered to himself, trembling. "I cannot let anyone see what has happened to me." That night, the bat huddled in the darkness, his wings scorched and his pride shattered. The cool night air soothed his burns, but the shame of his failure weighed heavily on him. He knew that he could never face the sun again. From that moment on, the bat made a vow. He would never fly during the day where the sun's gaze could find him. Instead, he would only fly at night, hidden by the cover of darkness. And so, ever since that day, the bat has flown only in the cool night air, avoiding the sun's light. His pride, once so strong, had been humbled by the sun's great power, and he now lives in the shadows, a silent creature of the night. This story, passed down through generations, teaches us about the dangers of arrogance and the humbling power of nature. The bat's journey is a reminder that no matter how clever we think we are, there are forces greater than us, and sometimes humility is the wisest choice. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe for more.